Adventurous kids explore with education and learning what a wild life is in the Everglades. I want to explore the Museum of Discovering Science. What plants do butterflies like? I want to know about Key West. Adventurous kids, learning and fun. Adventurous kids!
Today I'm going to tell you about sound. Sound are vibrations that travel through the air or another medium and can be heard when they reach a person's or animal's ear. How do our vocal cords produce sound in your voice? Stretched across the inside of the larynx are two very thin bands of muscle called vocal cords. When we breathe in, the vocal cords open to let air pass through the larynx, into the trachea, and down to the lungs. The vocal folds are open when we breathe in and close when we want to speak. When we breathe out and want to talk, the vocal cords close. Air from the lungs trying to pass by the closed vocal cords cause them to vibrate, which makes sound. Hum a little bit of your favorite song and touch your larynx. Can you feel the vibrations? Sound comes from vibrations. These vibrations create sound waves which move through mediums such as air and water before reaching our ears. For example, when a guitar string vibrates, it sets surrounding air molecules into vibrational motion.
Sound waves are very different, but it can also depend on how you hear them. Take like the guitar, the way I play it. Now you can play guitar the same way, but there's also a difference between the sound waves and pitches. All right, here's another sound wave demonstration. Not everyone has heard this. Maybe you have. You can get a sound like going from like this. Then you can get one that's that's really high, like this, or even louder, like. Now, if you listen really closely and carefully enough, you can probably hear something that sounds like Morse code, or better yet. But let me try this one. Now, if you was to listen to something even higher, it would sound like this is not how the way it sounds, but for instance, beep 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 beep. It would sound much higher than that. Especially if you not only Googled, but if you listen to a lot of sound vibrations. They can come from either an instrument or even from a technical machine. So, yeah, the difference is between sound waves is between either it's music like an instrument or a machine. It doesn't matter. It still depends on how you look at it and how you listen to the sounds.
The frequency in which these air molecules vibrate is equal to the frequency of vibration of the guitar string. The back and forth vibrations of the surrounding air molecules creates a pressure wave which travels outward from its source. This pressure wave consists of compressions and rarefactions. A guitar string vibrating by itself does not produce a very loud sound. The string itself disturbs very little air since its small surface area makes very little contact with surrounding air molecules. However, if the guitar string is attached to a larger object, such as a wooden soundbox, then more air is disturbed. There are two types of waves: longitudinal waves and transverse waves. Longitudinal waves are a wave in which the particles of the medium vibrate back and forth in the same direction in which the wave is moving. The medium can be solid, liquid, or gas. Therefore, sound waves are longitudinal waves. Transverse waves are a wave in which the particles of the medium vibrate up and down at right angles to the direction in which the wave is moving. These waves are produced only in solids and liquids, but not in gases. If it's warmer, the sound travels faster, but if it's colder, the sound travels slower. The speed of sound is around 767 miles per hour. When traveling through water, sound moves around 4 times faster than when it travels through air, and sound travels even faster in solids like stone, iron, and steel. Our ears are the connection to sound waves. But did you know there is a whole lot of stuff going on in there? Human ears are specifically designed to catch every little sound, sort of like a funnel. Deep inside our ears, there are tiny bones and an eardrum. When sound waves enter our inner ear, these begin to vibrate. The sound vibrations then make their way into a fluid-filled chamber called the cochlea. From here, the vibrations tickle tiny hairs that are connected to our hearing nerve, auditory nerve. These nerve cells then transmit to the auditory part of our brain where they are sorted out. The ear-brain connection is how we can distinguish between different sounds. You may have felt sound at work with a huge rumble of thunder. You not only could hear it, but if the storm was close enough, you could possibly feel the noise through your entire body. Let's try a fun experiment. Place your hand over your throat. Now hum a tune. You should feel a vibration. This is your vocal cords moving very rapidly back and forth. Sound is like this vibration when it moves through objects. A purring cat is another excellent way to feel sound at work. When you are in a noisy classroom, your teacher may think all this chatter is breaking the sound barrier. However, in order to do this, you'd have to travel faster than the speed of sound. What can reach this intense speed? A fighter jet. These especially designed aircraft can zoom at speeds faster than sound, or Mach 1. Once this jet hits its top speed, it will produce a sonic boom. This is like an enormous explosion. The boom is created by a number of sound waves all crashing together because the jet is moving faster than they can. The loud noise you create by cracking a whip occurs because the tip is moving so fast it breaks the speed of sound. If you fear noise, then you have acousticophobia. If you fear music, then you have mellophobia. Human beings' ear hears an audible sound wave if their frequency ranges from 20 to 20,000 vibrations per second. Subsonic has a frequency that is less than the audible sound waves. Ultrasonic have a frequency higher than the audible sound waves. Animals, like dogs, have a higher frequency of hearing sounds. This capability allows the animal to hear sounds that humans can't. It is also through this capability that animals can sense oncoming danger. Sound of thunder is produced by rapidly heated air surrounding lightning, which expands faster than the speed of sound. Pitch is the highness or lowness of sound. Pitch is how humans hear different frequencies. Frequency is determined by the number of vibrations per second. The highest key on a piano, for instance, vibrates 4,000 times per second. It has a frequency of 4,000 Hz or 4 kHz. Lower keys have lower frequencies. A note an octave higher than another note has twice the frequency of that note. When a sound source is moving towards someone, the frequency seems to increase. The same thing happens when someone moves toward the sound source. Frequency seems to decrease when someone moves away from a sound source. It also seems to decrease when the sound source moves away from someone. This is called the Doppler effect. Thanks for watching this Adventurous Kids episode.